Hey! How's it going, YouTube? We decided to do something different today. We got a,
we're going over some cards on the ban list that, we think the ban list should be changed a little bit, just like everyone else. Everyone has their own opinions, and this is just some of ours.
We might also go over some incredibly broken cards that
some broken
need
cards.
some adjusting in this Yu-Gi-Oh format. Cam, you're in control of the computer there.
Alright, so we're going to start here? Let's go.
Just start off with
Stratos. First one.
Yeah, why Stratos? Konami, that's my question. He's really good.
He's like one of the only cards that made Elemental Heroes halfway decent. It's not like Elemental Heroes are going to storm back in because no one likes fusions anymore.
Yeah.
So Stratos isn't going to do anything.
Yeah, well, this Cyber Dragon support, we got some new fusion meta coming in. But that's really it these days. So Stratos I can see back.
Stratos.
1, 2, maybe 3. I don't know.
I would say 2 maybe. Dark Magician of Chaos. What about him?
Like Dark Magician of Chaos was a really good card back in the day.
I think it's the same thing as Magician of Fate.
Yeah, if they unbanned it, it wouldn't change the meta any. So Dark Magician of Chaos could tried it limited because there were some decks that abused it, but those decks are long gone.
Trying it limited just so we can see what's going on, because Magician of Fate hasn't done anything. So why would Dark Magician of the Chaos do anything? Let's see here. What do we got?
We got Sangan. I'd like to see Sangan at 1. I don't see why. This is what makes me mad. Sangan was banned. Knight Assailant was limited, but then they bring Tour Guide to 3. So they try to kill the Tour Guide thing in every deck, but then they bring him. I don't see that. I mean, that's not cool.
It doesn't make sense.
You got
Zenmaity.
Yeah, Zenmaity. He's really good.
He is definitely a good card, and when windups were at their height, he deserved to be banned. He deserved to be banned. Now in the meta today, one Zenmaity would be perfect to bring them back into at least tier 2, maybe back into the meta.
And here's something else me and him really don't agree on. I think Trish should be at 1. He says Trish should be banned. With Ophion and Evil Storm's Wrecking, Trish was a big out to a lot of problem cards. He is a really good card. He's broken. So
he is definitely broken.
In my mind, limited or forbidden, either way, it doesn't bother me because I don't think I'd ever get Trish out.
My opinion on Trishula right now. I run 3 Judgment Dragons and 1 BLS as my main boss monsters.
In his Lightsworns.
In my Lightsworn deck. There's a good chance one of them is going to be on the field sometime. There's a good chance I'm going to mill one on accident, and there's a chance I can get one in the hand.
So that's 3 out of 4.
It's not hard to get all 3 Judgment Dragons in the position for Zenmaity. Or for Zenmaity. Trishula, Trishula.
Yeah.
There's a good chance that I'm not going to summon that Judgment Dragon because someone has a out to a second one, they're going to Torrential or something. So they Trishula next turn, banish Judgment Dragon. Banish Judgment Dragon. Now all I have is 1 BLS, which is not going to get over everything. Yeah. It's going to be destroyed. It's going to destroy whatever I have.
Yeah,
it's just going to
like I said, Trishula limited or forbidden for me, whichever way it works. I don't think I'd run it.
Let's see what else we have here.
Heavy Storm. I want to see Heavy Storm back. It speeds up the format. I mean, I like the slow format and everything. It brings it down to like my pace because I'm just a slow, relaxed guy. But Heavy Storm was it kind of killed. I mean, because some decks like my Aliens, they need more staples. Having Heavy Storm and Monster Reborn gone, it hurts decks like so bad.
I mean, I can make that would if Heavy Storm was back, I would take out my Dark Hole because I don't need a Dark Hole in my Lightsworns. I would put in Heavy Storm. Just so I can set up the UTK that much faster. That's why they got rid of it.
In my Mythic Dragon Rulers, Dark Hole right now is such a dead draw with the decks I'm playing or facing. So Heavy Storm would help a lot better.
Sixth Sense was the best thing that ever happened to the ban list.
Yeah, I know.
Solemn Judgment. I want to see Solemn Judgment at 1. Paying half your life points is a good cost for negating anything.
And don't get me wrong, the reason they limited Warning in Ban Judgment was because they had that Solemn Trio, Heavy Storm, Monster Reborn, some MSTs, You know,
And
all these
you basically just
compulse-
stopped everything. You
Yeah.
couldn't do anything.
And
But I mean, Solemn Judgment at 1 and Warning at 1.
wouldn't be bad.
Yeah, and Heavy Storm banned. I mean, it's not. It's gonna slow down the format, just like Yu-Gi-Oh, or just like Konami wants it.
And Monster Reborn, too, is another thing I'd like to touch on. For those lower decks, like Konami's bringing back Cyber Dragons and Chaos Dragons. They're kind of bringing them back with Chaos Sorcerer. But they're trying to bring up old decks. You see all these support coming out. But the best support is staples. Because these decks aren't structurally sound. I mean, they're really slow, they're really kind of laggy. And some of these decks can't compete, and bringing Monster Reborn back would help.
I see Gores is limited. He's been limited for a while now.
A long time.
Not many people use Gores anymore either.
I know.
So I wouldn't mind seeing him at 2, maybe possibly 3. The only thing is, I think he's stackable. I think that's the problem.
Yeah, I think
If he-
Gores at 2 wouldn't be bad, like Tragodia. The thing is, in OCG, they've got 3 Gores, and in OCG they have 3 Thunder Kings. So there's a lot more stun and stoppability in the OCG. And personally, I think the TCG is just OCG for wusses. I mean, what our ban list is just crazy.
Inzector Hornet, this guy's gonna like because he has the Inzectors.
Yeah.
Inzector Hornet, I can see since he's like what's a once per turn that can only be
Your Inzector monsters can only equip one once per turn. And having one Hornet, he gets tossed in the grave, they DD Crow, and maybe you've already...
A lot of people like to side in DD Crow.
Because-
They DD Crow, get rid of the Hornet, then he
Or
has to rely...
A lot of these decks are
on-
running D-Fissure and Macro as side decks, the ones that are kind of playing the anti-meta.
He has to... it requires him to use Leviair.
Leviair is my only
He
way to get
has to
back.
use Leviair.
Or go with the Chaos Engine that I run, which is kind
It's-
of hurt if
it's
everything's
not very-
banished.
It's not very good.
It's not that good.
Not being mean or anything,
I know.
it's just... the
Dragonfly
it's-
needs to stay at 1. He's
Chaos
too good.
versus Macro is not very good.
Inzector Hornet needs to come back to 2. Just more consistency with the deck. Cam, you got up from
sorry.
there.
Sorry, my battery's dying, but it's stupid, so it'll be fine. Magician of Faith was good. Can't really
that was
say
the best
anything.
thing that ever happened.
Can't say anything there.
Again, you have Night Assailant being limited. I think
Yeah.
it's stupid that they limit Night Assailant and banish
Banned.
and ban Sangan.
Well, Sangan was a search, though. It just adds with your hand.
Well, if you overlay, it's not a search because it's effect
That's-
negated.
but
that's
if,
what you're
if
gonna
they... If they...
I guess if they tour guide and then
Tour guide and then-
Sangan in defense and then just let them attack Sangan. But why wouldn't they attack tour guide? It has low attack.
well, I
anyway.
mean, they can summon more than one monster as well.
I mean, true, but it's one of those things. It's
Alright,
6 in one hand, half in the other.
Yeah.
I mean, why do it?
Book of Moon... I don't know.
It's a
I'm
staple
not
now.
too sure.
Some people use it as a staple, some people use it as a tech card.
I think it was basically just for empty jar.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. Those days.
Fissure, Divine. Alright, yeah, that makes sense. Let's see. One for one.
They limit.
If someone
they-
could explain why,
One,
other than like plant synchrons with dandelion,
Dandelion
dropping in
and,
to
like,
get the 2
the
tokens
Formula
or
Synchron and
something.
all that. 1 for 1's really not a good card, and
It's
I
not
don't
that
see it
great.
being played that much. So I don't see why it's so banned or it's limited.
Yeah. And what was Ceasefire?
It's
Oh,
just-
Ceasefire is limited. That makes sense because
Ceasefire and
helps
Ghost Tricks these
with
days
Ghost
would
Tricks.
just be
if
crazy.
you could use that would be pretty ridiculous.
You'd be doing damage a lot.
Torrential.
Torrential and Bottomless, both limited.
That's fine. I think
I
that's.
think he
I
thinks
that's
it's
good
fine.
ideas.
Torrential is crazy. Like
That
tribute
should have
some-
never
like,
been.
You can even tribute. You can tribute you can normal summon your own monster and blow up the field, and then go into something if you have it. So that's really good. Bottomless is another out card that I can see being semi-limited at one point, but the format would have to change.
Mhm.
Chaos Sorcerer.
Chaos Sorcerer
It's
at
just
2,
really good.
That's ridiculous. I don't.
Like, they're trying to bring back old decks. Like, you see Lone Fire Blossom,
Yeah.
Chaos
Chaos
Sorcerer.
Sorcerer is. It's not as good as BLS, but
Just
the
banish.
the banishing potential should not be at 3 for BLS and 2 Chaos Sorcerers.
I think it's a good move at semi-limited. It brings back Chaos Dragons, an older deck that needs to be back. Fire Blossom.
Yeah.
Bringing back the plants. And with the new, what do they call that? The Sylvan support. That's going to be good.
I can't wait to actually see those decks.
Yeah, because they're a whole new thing. They excavate. They basically, what you want to draw into, what you want to excavate. It's just really good.
Ojama Trio, it should be limited or it should stay the same. But I'm surprised not as many people use it because it just takes up your opponent's space that they cannot use anymore.
And it does free damage. So Ojama Trio at 2 is really good. I mean, if it was, I'd almost play it as a staple. And plus you have these kind of crappy, like thrown together cheapo 8-year-old playing stall deck. They drop an Ojama Trio and since ground collapse is unlimited, they stall at your opponent, they attack the 2 tokens,
one
and then
ground
attack you
collapse
directly.
and 3 tokens that you can't tribute.
I mean,
and they do 300 damage.
And honestly,
that's 900 burn
you can open
right
up
there.
3 ground collapses first turn, and your opponent stalled out the entire game until they draw an MST.
Mizuki is going to be so broken since it's at 3. I would like to see it back at 2 because of Mizuki, Plague Spreader, and the
Destiny Hero Malicious. With that new Beals.
Whenever Beals comes out, I want to see Mizuki at 2 because that's going to be retarded.
Destiny Hero Malicious,
Plague Spreader 2,
and the Mizuki. That's just crazy. I mean, I played that Destiny Hero zombie deck. I mean, it was like level 8s every day, all day.
I like Tour Guide at 3, but I don't think they should have all targets for Tour Guide that aren't like, if they're vanilla, that's just stupid, but I don't see why Tour Guide is at 3. It should be either at 2 or they should like ban all other level 3 fiends. Because Tour Guide, there's no point in having free special summons that ridiculously.
But the thing is like, they limited Night Assailant and they banned what was it? And they banned Sangan. And they semi-limited Tour Guide because everybody was running the Tour Guide engine. Because it was like 6 cards or 5 or 6 cards that you could just boom, 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 boom like that. And I mean, now they bring back Tour Guide, and then they leave it at the same. I'm just like, why? I mean, and then you try to kill it, and then you bring it back. Like, make up your mind.
Our last thing we want to talk about on the ban list is Tenki at 3 is so stupid.
He plays Fire Kings.
I've tried playing Fire Kings, and I know, just Fire Kings, not Fire Fist, like they're supposed to be using Fire Kings. And it's ridiculous.
Fire Fists are ridiculously consistent with Wolf Bark. Wolf Bark is a really broken card.
Okay. And then other cards we wanted to talk about how bad they were.
This is one that gets my attention. We know what Judgment Dragon is.
Judgment Dragon, pay 1,000, it's a field bomb. Konami is trying to get rid of field bombs. I love Light Sworns, and I would hate it for Judgment Dragon to get banned. Or it wouldn't be banned. Hit it all. It would just make me, like, it would just ruin my day. But I can understand it.
They're trying to slow down the format. They got rid of Heavy Storm. They got rid of all these, like, crazy, just blow-up cards. Career Nicks. Every turn. You can just spam the field with stuff. Next turn, it's all gone.
Judgment Dragon is easier to get out than Career Nicks.
I know. And Judgment Dragon is easier to get out. You pay 1,000, blow up everything, do 3,000 damage, and next turn do the same thing.
And then another card right here I just pulled up. Coach Soldier Wolfbark in any deck is just...
Any deck that does...
my Fire Kings originally were supposed to run it, but I did
Beast
the cheaper
Warrior
version.
Any Fire Beast Warrior monster. This is crazy. This is Fire Fist. You can do the whole...
It's Fire Fist. Fire Fists are consistent by themselves with all of their searching spell cards.
Yeah.
But Wolfbark just puts it over the top.
I mean, Summoner Monk. Think about this. Summoner Monk is semi-limited. You discard
Summoner Monk is semi-limited.
Spells are some of the best cards in the game, and you're discarding one, especially on level 4.
Yeah.
Wolfbark,
you just summon it, and you get a free one for
and you just
bam and overlay.
You know.
All right. We gotta go. We only have 20 seconds, or 15 seconds left until we gotta get off of here, and our video won't work. So
Like,
See you
comment, and
later.
subscribe. I hope you like this discussion video.
Yeah,
if
this
you
is our
want
first
more,
one. Yeah. Like the nipples.
call for
All right.
more.
See you later.
Thank you later.